Is that time of the year already? Time to celebrate, enjoy, have fun, call it what you want. Oh, hello there, I'm June, one of the co-hosts of the show. Welcome back to another exciting episode of BeamNG Drive, world's greatest drive show. We're excited to bring you a special seasonal event today.
You got it, June. This time we're all virtually at this snowy yet beautiful mountain, perfectly fitting for this time of the year. I'm your host, Scotty, and we are pleased to introduce you to Fast Track to the Top, a challenging and hazardous ascent that will push our contestants' skills to the limit every moment as they strive for the mountain's peak. Sponsored by Spencer Johnson, aka Spieler by Komodo Gaming, and hosted by David Dave, Agent Ale 47. Our 10 contestants are geared up to give it their all on their journey to the win. They're prepared to amaze our sponsors and viewers with their skills behind the wheel, as the challenge ahead is undoubtedly a demanding one.
But that's not the only challenge, Scotty. Our contestants must also deal with an immediate and ever-present danger besides the snowy track. The road is getting flooded.
Definitely, June. Our contestants must speed up as much as possible to escape getting trapped and sunk in the ever-increasing water level. There's no room for error, and barely any time to balance between speed and precision. On top of that, the road conditions could be quite unkind to our contestants.
Our contestants will contend with intermittent fog and, furthermore, a challenging blizzard. The moment has come to see how many of them will make it to the mountain's peak.
And determine who will claim the title of fastest. Start your engines!
Turn on your headlights and pour yourself some coffee. The weather has caused a bit of reduced visibility. In Fast Track to the Top, our contestants must reach to the mountain's peak as fast as they can while escaping the ever-rising water level. Failing to outrun the water will result in a game over. Should multiple contestants reach the summit, the one with the fastest time will be declared as the winner.
As can be seen, the adverse road conditions extend beyond just the weather. Some sections of the road have suffered significant wear and tear, rendering them undrivable, which could cause critical damage to our contestants' vehicles. Contestants should exercise caution when braking, as they risk sliding and potentially falling off the edge of the road. A good example of what our contestants can expect to find, and looks like this one took by surprise our first contestant.
Oh my, our contestant has lost complete control of the wheel and plunged into the water. As a result, he has been eliminated from the competition.
A shame. Better luck next time. Seems our second contestant is looking for his daughter. Now let's welcome our second contestant. Best of luck ahead.
It should be noted that if none of the contestants reach the finish line, the one who gets the furthest will be declared the winner. In the rare event that two contestants end up in the same position, the contestant with the best time will be the winner. By the way, Scotty, do you still playing those horror games?
What led you to believe that?
I'm certain you fully understand what I'm referring to.
June, get serious, please. We're on air.
Huh.
That's certainly driving on the edge. It looks like our contestant is destined to face his fate, no matter which universe he is in.
Back at it again, I see.
Our beloved writer was close to sealing his predestined future. Almost met with our first contestant's vehicle.
That was well played.
Uh-oh. Too much braking caused our contestant to slide out of control. This is going to add some pressure, as it will allow the water to catch up.
Our contestant will really need to hurry now.
Look how close the water is getting now!
Our contestant is on a collision course with disaster.
Critical hit! And so, our writer's predestined fate was sealed. Fortunately, it didn't involve someone in the middle of the road this time.
Quit it already.
Buckle up, everyone! We've got a fare to fulfill. Here comes our third contestant.
Looks like the sun is starting to go down.
And the fog has also dissipated quite a bit, allowing for more visibility. Will our contestant live up to his rapid taxi ad?
Get set, everyone. Brace yourselves for some East taxi driver action.
Go now!
Leading the board is our second contestant, the Ebishu Hopper, owned by someone somewhat famous for horror game titles. This contestant has made it the furthest so far.
But it's too soon to tell, June. There are still many contestants ready to give it their all and surprise our sponsors and viewers. You know, this reminds me of that game where you're a taxi driver and you have to take your fares like a bat out of hell. Come to think of it, this track would have fit right into it.
It seems like you have a game for every occasion, Scotty.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be hosting this show if I didn't love video games. I remind you, I was a contestant as well. You can hear this powerful rear-wheel drive V8 straining with every acceleration as the icy street makes it slip.
Contestant is really giving it his all, and you can see the significant advantage he has gained.
He has just surpassed our second contestant, taking the lead in first place. icy roads just ahead. Better be careful.
You can see how the car completely loses traction and just slides.
Me! Oh, my! Look at this! Our contestant just lost control on the icy road and slipped off the street. That, folks, it's an unfortunate event for our rapid taxi.
Looks like this fare did not make it to its destination. Out goes our third contestant.
Better call the insurance company. Our fourth contestant hails from an island somewhat near Costa Rica. However, this time, we won't be seeing a rainstorm raging upon our setting. This strong and capable machine looks well prepared for our challenge.
Are you sure this is one of the cars sent to Isla Nublar?
June, live the moment.
All jokes aside, the sunset looks breathtaking. Fortunately, our contestant has top-notch lighting to light up the road whenever he needs it.
Just ensure there are no dinosaurs hiding in there.
Very unlikely, by the way.
Thanks to the four-wheel drive, our contestant can keep better control when navigating turns and braking.
The transfer case, altogether with some appropriate wheels, can make the difference on these roads. With no setbacks and a steady speed, you can see how there's a clear advantage over the water level.
Right you are, June. Our contestant is doing a fantastic job so far, and we can't wait to see this level of performance on the most challenging sections of the road. Our contestants better not get distracted by the beautiful landscapes along our track.
That is something I can hardly avoid.
While our contestants focus, you as the co-host can enjoy the landscapes.
Pit gave our contestant a jolt.
A good shocks test. And With that, our fourth contestant has taken the lead.
The water is closing in. Our contestant needs to take the shortcut to keep going. And we have our fourth contestant as the first to cross the finish line.
What a fantastic performance from our fourth contestant. He's now in the lead and the first to conquer the mountain. With a time of 3 minutes and 52 seconds, the remaining contestants will need to push hard to beat this mark.
It's nighttime, everyone. Our next contestant will navigate the course under the cover of darkness, guided by the moonlight.
I'm sure that won't be an obstacle, given the impressive proficiency our contestants are demonstrating. Here we go!
It gives a whole new meaning to drive this course at night.
Even with low visibility, the vistas are beautiful. It is a completely different sight. A near miss with a notable reduction in speed.
I just now noticed the absence of a tail light.
I doubt that constitutes an important fact right now.
You can't ignore it now as it looks unusual. Whoops, a bit close to the edge.
The situation looks dire for our contestant. Seems water might catch up soon.
If our contestant isn't fast enough, water might create a trap in between the unevenness of the road.
What an impressive acceleration! Our contestant has seriously picked up speed.
Despite the effort, the water found a way to take out our contestant.
Alas, it wasn't enough. We've seen half of our contestants in action, and there's still more excitement to unfold. Everyone, please welcome our sixth contestant.
Contestant's car is an all-wheel drive version of the Brukel Bastion. This feature might give a good advantage or a terrible disadvantage, depending of the road currently cruising.
That is, if one wheel is lifted, as the differentials will route all power to the lifted wheel. All-wheel drive is actually good on snow and icy roads.
But that is often mitigated by brake-based systems that slow the spinning wheel, driving the power to the wheels with traction, Scotty.
advantage over the water level, and it's evident that our contestant is maintaining a steady pace.
That strong engine keeps howling continuously. As per our show's tradition, the cars of eliminated contestants are left at their final positions. Hence, the following contestants must stay alert to avoid any unexpected obstacles.
Our fifth contestant has definitely ended up in a rather inconvenient spot. Whoa! Looks like the traction control system detected the wheels losing grip on the icy road and automatically corrected the issue to maintain the vehicle's stability. Nonetheless, this only created setbacks for our contestant.
Goodness me, that pit could have turned out much worse.
And if you watched closely, the TCS was doing again its thing.
Looks like our contestant has no choice but to take the shortcut given the water level at this point.
Oh no! Traction control again, hindering our contestant's pace.
Be mindful of it, people.
In spite of all the setbacks our contestant faced, he made it to the finish line, becoming the second finalist. If the TCS hadn't hindered his speed, slowing him down, our sixth contestant would have taken first place.
An impressive performance nonetheless, Scotty. And the snowy dawn paints the landscape in a serene, frosty glow.
The daylight welcomes our seventh contestant, ready to give it all on the road. Watch closely, folks! Our contestant is ready! This Bruckle Legrand is equipped with a powerful 3.3 liters V6 engine with a front-wheel drive output. It is somewhat preferable in snow and ice because the increased traction from the weight distribution helps maintain control. When compared to rear-wheel drive vehicles, which can struggle with traction and may slide more easily, front-wheel drive vehicles is usually a better choice for driving in both snow and ice conditions. We will see how our contestant takes this challenge.
Oh, that reminded me of our rapid taxi contestant.
Frequent braking can cause our contestant to lose crucial time.
Our contestant better not get blinded by the dawn.
Seems he was blinded for a moment, as that was nearly a fall. We can hear our contestant revving up in order to catch up with the pace.
Oh dear, the water is getting dangerously close to our contestant.
Although our contestant floored it, it wasn't enough to get away from the water.
It was le grand finale for our contestant.
Our 8th contestant comes with a Hond. Ibishu. The the Prodigy, is a classical SUV beloved by many and recognized by its reliability. This model is equipped with its smart 4-wheel drive, and it's got a responsive acceleration.
Let's see this Japanese technology from early 21st century in action. We got bright daylight and fog have returned, this time to stay with us.
We've witnessed a variety of outcomes from our contestants taking this shortcut. Each drivetrain reacts differently when transitioning from the trail back to the street.
Yes, believe it or not, this is one of the few shortcuts available to our contestants on this track. The actual main road is a winding one that veers to the right before the trail our contestant just used.
Risky take there, but it saved our contestants some braking.
Even though the beautiful day is foggy, the substantial advantage our contestant holds against the rising flood is evident. Taking risks seems to be our contestant's strategy, and it's led to a significant advantage, I must say.
Absolutely, June. It looks like the bold approach is paying off, giving our contestant a solid edge against the flooding.
The fog significantly conceals the cars of our previous contestants, making them difficult to see until our contestant got closer.
Those icy roads are always a persistent hazard, and although they might not be the greatest threat our contestants encounter, you can't deny that the feeling of your car sliding is among the worst.
Overall, driving in winter conditions can be extremely hazardous, Scotty.
The water is getting closer. What route will our contestant decide on?
The expected route, of course. So well played from our 8th contestant.
Fantastic driving, folks! Our 8th contestant with his his Ibishu Prodigy has ascended to the mountain's peak and taken the top spot, clocking in at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, beating our 4th contestant time by about 2 seconds. We have a new king of the hill!
Phew, that was close! I kept worrying you'd cross into copyrighted territory, Scotty.
Now entering into play is our 9th contestant. A good challenge lies ahead, as our contestant must beat the time set by our first place while avoiding the hazards of the road and the increasing flood.
When a contestant reaches the summit setting the fastest time, the following contestants face a tougher challenge. To claim first place, they must navigate the dangerous course at high speed to beat the record, which increases the risk of getting eliminated. The faster our contestants drive, the higher the chances of disaster.
In short, once a contestant crosses the finish line, a new obstacle is introduced to the game: the race against time.
Looks like this car also has electronic stability control, as the traction control system has intervened in the car loss of traction after leaving the trail.
Despite the TCS creating a setback, our contestant is projecting big spirit on his run, as we can see our contestant keeping a good top speed.
Looks like for some contestants, besides the time, the flood and road conditions, a fourth condition is also interfering with their driving: the traction control system.
June, please. I'm trying to support our contestants. Contestant is giving it all. We can see the good advantage he has on the flood. Coming from the West Coast, he is living to his license plate.
California license plate, yellow car, fast driving. I wonder if our contestant is a fan of certain movies that used to be great racing movies and then transitioned to some cheap Hollywood action movies.
While I doubt that matters in any sense, I do agree with your standpoint of that saga we cannot mention over here. Only the first to the fourth movies, with this last one being barely goop. Wait, June, get serious, will you? Pace, our contestant is a strong candidate to take the first place. Woo! Front left drive shaft. Oh my, oh my. In a matter of seconds, our contestant's opportunity to take first place slipped away. All his good efforts ended in vain.
Sunk, just like the greatness of the aforementioned movies.
We're down to our last contestant, and although we've seen a lot of thrilling driving action, there's still plenty more to come from our final contestant.
With only 3 contestants having finished so far, the standings are as follows. In first place is the Ibishu Prodigy, with a time of 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Following on second place is the thematic Ibishu Hopper, with a time of 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Lastly, on the third place is the Bruckle Bastion with a time set of 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Will our last contestant beat the record set by our first place?
We are moments away from finding out, June. The pressure is on for our last contestant, as our sponsor and audience are eagerly awaiting the result. The final outcome and who will be declared as the winner depend on our last contestant. This D-Series, in addition to having a long bed and extra cab space, is also equipped for light off-roading. Our contestant is showing great skill in handling it.
The size of this truck is what you would expect from an American manufacturer.
Oh well, looks like the left rear view mirror has left the chat. The performance is exactly what you'd expect from a powerful V8 engine and skillful driving. Our contestant is maintaining a strong advantage.
That segment of the track definitely demonstrates to our contestants how well they're performing.
A gentle nudge to the car of our fifth contestant right there.
Not so gentle if it tore the rearview mirror off. What does our contestant have against left rearview mirrors anyways? Is this some sort of eye for an eye situation?
Whoa, that was quite a rattle, but our contestant regained control in no time.
What? Seems like our contestant overlooked the shortcut due to being so preoccupied with the flood.
I wouldn't call it preoccupied. It was more like amazed by how good his advantage is. Unfortunately, this has cost our contestant significant extra time. Look at that! Our contestant slipped and almost fell into the pits!
No way! This cost him the first place!
Well, folks, we have reached the end of our show. Our last contestant has taken the second place from our fourth contestant by a matter of milliseconds. Despite being close to first place, a series of unfortunate events caused our contestant to take extra time to reach the finish line. We would like to congratulate and praise those who made it to the mountain's peak, as it was not an easy task, especially with the ever-decreasing time window. With that said, the winner of Fast Track to the Top is the Ibishu Prodigy. Can we all please take a moment to see and congratulate to our winner and rising star? On behalf of our sponsors, thank you for tuning in.